Moses joins me on the desk, and some big-time curlers are in the border city.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind that thing in Moose Jaw called the Canada Cup. Let's go to the Boundary Ford Curling Classic. It got underway in Lloydminster, the Golf and Curling Center, with several opening draws, including Lloydminster's own Ashley Foster. She faced Shannon Kleibrink's team without Kleibrink herself, funny enough. She stayed in Calgary after hurting her back, and with no alternate, third, Bronwyn Webster, second, Kaylin Park, and lead Chelsea Matson have their work cut out for them, but the Kleibrink ladies get off to a good start. Webster with last rock needs full 8, and she definitely gets it. Team Kleibrink up 3-0. To the second end, Team Foster responds nicely, needing a good part of the top 12-foot. Alicia Wanger throwing skip rocks, getting the job done. Team Foster cuts the deficit to 1. So we'll go to the third end. Webster needing to clear the red rock in the 4-foot for yet another 3. She would do it 6-2 Kleibrink after 3 ends. It didn't get any better for Foster though. Fifth end now 6-3 Webster just clearing the red stone. The shooter rolls out, but they score 3 more for the 9-3 lead. They go on for the 10-5 victory after 8 ends.
We had a chance to pick up multiple scores, which is always important, and especially this is our first game on the ice. We weren't sure exactly, what it was going to be like, what the speed was going to be like, but it's good conditions and it's great.
We just need to work on our execution a bit, and looking around, there's some really great teams, and we can't let that get to us mentally.
All right, other notable scores from the morning draw, and we'll kind of show you Deanna Doig. She would actually defeat Ashley Foster's sister, Lindsay Makachuk, 11-6 and 9 ends, and it took Amy Nixon 8 ends to beat Sarah Colton of Whitehorse 9-4. So we'll move on to the afternoon draw, where you had the 2011 Scotties Tournament of Heart champion Amber Holland and her team from Regina taking on Shanna Martineau. Last rock in the 4th, Martineau up 2-1. She'll hit and stick for a pair to take a 4-1 lead. Holland would get 2 in the 5th. Martineau in the 6th. We get last rock just bumps for second shot, scoring a pair. She now leads 6-3. Holland with a chance to score a lot. She sticks, putting up 4, taking the 7-6 lead. She would go on to win 10-6.
I wasn't throwing quite as crisp as I needed to, and just not making the shots and getting the rocks in the right spots early in the game, but kept plugging away at it and trying to figure it all out and put some pressure on later and got the win.
Other afternoon draws include Saskatoon's Jill Shumay. She wins 5-1 over Heather Jensen of Airdrie. And this one was close. Renee Sonnenberg got 4 in the 9th, however, to put this one out of reach for Nola Zingle, another Lloydminster native. 11-6. Zingle will now face Lisa Johnson of Spruce Grove in the B event draw tomorrow morning. Elsewhere, Cheryl Bernard would advance over Brittany Greger's team. They canceled the last minute, giving her the win. And defending champion Jessie Kaufman would also win. She defeats Holly White 9-6. Now let's move on. She's an Olympic bronze medalist and a Scotties champion. Amy Nixon has made a name for herself on the pebbled ice. She's curling at this year's Boundary Ford Curling Classic, but this time she'll be competing in a different role.
We've been accustomed to seeing Amy Nixon play third for Shannon Kleibrink, but this season she's starting up her own team.
Thought it was a great chance and timing to try to build a team and kind of go in a different direction.
A team put together that has a mix of both youth and experience.
We've all worn Alberta jackets. Whitney won Scotties in 2010, actually beat our team in the final. Tracy's been to a couple Scotties, and Nadine has worn the Alberta jacket, lost a Canadian junior final just 2 years ago. So there's enough depth and passion there.
The new foursome have been together since September, and with any new team, adjustments are made, like former skip Nadine Chiz, who's now taken the role of third.
I've learned a lot because sometimes she'll be very confident about what shot she wants to call, and then I'm like, no, we should be calling this, but then I realize later like the reasons behind it, so it's just trying to get us onto the same page, which will come in time, but it's been good.
It's because this team hasn't really gone through those experiences together to just automatically say, yeah, we don't want to do that, or we've gotten in trouble on this before. We don't have that kind of history. So we're just sort of trying to build the history and the experience. And we have some time.
Their goals for this season is to make the provincial Scotties, and Nixon says she's excited about the possibilities.
I'm really happy with it. I'm really excited about the team I get to play with, and we'll see where it takes us.
That's your first look at sports. Elise is up next with weather. It's been an up and down month for the Lloydminster Bandits, alternating wins and losses throughout November. Now they look to string together a pair of wins this weekend, starting tonight against the Vegreville Rangers. Matt Schumont has more.
Through 7 games this month, the Bandits have a 4-3 record, uncharacteristic for a team that is averaging over 5 goals a game.
We seem to play 1 or 2 good games and then play one where maybe the effort isn't quite there, or the confidence, and it just seems like it's a learning curve with the young guys and bringing the team together. We got a lot of new guys this year. We only had 9 guys come back.
The Bandits sit 3rd in a tough South division and just 4 points out of 1st, leaving no room for error if they want to have home ice advantage for the playoffs.
It's definitely a really competitive division. I mean, it's really tight this year, and it will be all year, which, I mean, come playoffs, it's going to be the same way, right? You gotta grind, you gotta battle, and I mean, everyone's here for everyone else, and we have one goal in mind, and we're going to succeed.
I mean, it's great hockey. Any given night, any of the 4 teams could beat each other. It's a battle. Wainwright hosts provincials this year, so everybody's got their sights set on them all the time.
Only playing at home for the 3rd time this month, the Bandits want to get out to a better start and will look to do it against the Vegreville Rangers, a team they have beaten twice this season.
We're going to have to come better prepared, whether it's whoever we're facing, and start to get more of a momentum at home here and have good starts. We've had slow starts at home, and it's cost us.
Puck drop for tonight's game is at 7:30. Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
Thanks a lot, Matt. Let's move on. The Lloydminster Bobcats are off this weekend, but the Bonneville Pontiacs are taking in some action. They're taking on the Sherwood Park Crusaders, 7 p.m. at RJ Lalonde. And we got some great ACAC volleyball action at Lakeland Gym. The Grant McEwen Griffins take on the Lakeland Rustlers. The Griffin ladies are ranked #1 in the nation. The Lady Rustlers, 12th. This should be a good one. The women play at 6 o'clock, the men at 8 o'clock. The 25th annual Holy Rosary Invitational is this weekend, and after a couple of rebuilding seasons, the Raiders are hoping to make an impression in front of the home crowd. Emmett Murphy reports.
The Raiders start off the basketball season with home court advantage, flooring a team that has called Holy Rosary home for a long time.
We've got 7 grade 12s that are in the lineup this year, and they've been here for 3 years now. So we've been building for a few years. The last 2 years we've been a pretty young team, and this year we're hoping to challenge at most of the tournaments we go to.
Our 5 starters have played together since grade 8 to 12. So we have 5 years of building chemistry together.
We were young when we were in grade 10, but now since we're grade 12, it's going to be really good for us because we have so much chemistry together.
The club is hoping that veteran presence and dedication will help them improve on last year's bronze medal performance in zones, putting a focus on making provincials.
Experience going to be #1, and then we've got some good size this year. We've got a couple of big posts that are going to be quite physical down low, and a couple of quick guards that can really push the ball down the floor. So I think we're well-rounded, and with the experience there, I think we'll be a handful for most teams this year.
Their first test on the road to provincials is against Cold Lake at their home gym.
A solid 40 minutes on the floor and working hard, and it'll take us a while to get our legs going in the first game or whatever, but I mean just a solid effort from the boys all around or whatever, and I think we'll be all right.
Well, they're a strong competitor in our zone, and it'd be awesome to pull out a win quick and early in the season. It helps with zone rankings.
You just gotta want it, You're playing in front of a home crowd. You just gotta want it here. It's not like pickup basketball anymore. You have to want it.
Emmett Murphy, Newcap Sports.
All right, the Raiders will face Cold Lake Royals tonight, but the tournament got underway this afternoon with the Lloyd Comp Barons taking on the St. Paul Lions. First quarter, Duke Young will pick the pocket there and go in for the easy 2. Young finished up with 25 points. They would go on to win 83-62. Barons really putting this game in cruise control. The Comp advances to either play Edmonton Oscar Romero Ravens or the Swift Current Colts. That's all the time we have for sports. Stay tuned for more news and weather after the break.